show. I never saw the final episode. To this day, I don't know what happened to the Greatest American Hero.
Yeah, Cody was saying he loved that episode. You didn't see the last one, though.
The last episode, I watched that entire series. I loved it, and then I missed the final one. But they're going to make a movie out of it.
We may be able to get it for you. Someone here may be able to get it for you. He has produced thousands of hours of television, bringing us such beloved characters as Jim Rockford, Rick Hunter, Ralph Hinckley, and the undercover cops of 21 Jump Street. He's written 12 best-selling books. His latest is Three Shirt Deal, a Shane Scully novel. Joining us now, legendary TV writer, producer extraordinaire, Stephen J. Cannell.
Great to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Such
Thank
a
you very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
It's great to have my own theme music, isn't it?
I know. My goodness,
How many
you
guests
have several.
do you have that have their own theme music?
Not just one, but we started off with Greatest American Hero. We just got A-Team on the walk-in.
Right,
I mean, it's
right.
good
So
stuff.
you have a new book out. Tell us about, and it goes along the same things with the same character, your LAPD detective, Sean Scully.
Shane Scully and his wife Alexa, who is the head of the Detective Services Bureau. She's in charge of all the detectives in LA. So here's a guy that works for his wife, as I work for mine. You know,
As all husbands do.
As they should. You know, and so it's always a love story between the two of them because I think it's fun to write a continuing relationship like that. And in this particular story, it's a novel about a bad due process case. And due process cases are what the LAPD would investigate if somebody claims they're in prison and their case was improperly investigated. And the guy that is claiming this is a meth addict, a tweaker up in Cochran State Prison, and he's been put in there for killing his mom to steal $200 to buy crystal meth.
I'm already riveted.
I started reading it. It's fantastic.
I know
But what ends up happening is that little
give it
crime,
all
no, I'm
away,
not going to, that
though.
little
Well,
crime
he knows
is hiding a huge crime that's underneath it that ends up becoming devastating and is really deals with the entire corruption of LA government.
This sounds like the media will be all over, and I know Shane Scully hates the media. In fact, one book he called them maggots. What does he call them?
I did not. Come on, don't do that to me,
What does
Rebecca.
he call them in this book? You know?
Nothing. No, I may have said that one. You know, I may have said that, but I love the media. I really do.
Well,
I used to
we're part
own
of the
TV
media,
stations.
you know.
You know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And now,
So actually, talk about some of those economics behind these shows. I mean, even Mike Post, the writer of all the theme music we're referring to here, everyone's talking about basically, you know, the writer's strike and how do we distribute the proceeds that are going to be coming off of online and mobile and all the other different ways we're going to be consuming this content. You obviously have all kinds of vested interest in this. You still own thousands of hours worth of programming of your own, right? So what does your model look like? How do you sort of worry about this stuff and figure out 5 years, 10 years down the road?
Well, that's our problem. We are trying to design a new model for a market that doesn't exist. And it's very similar to the reason we had the strike in '88 when DVDs were the new market and nobody knew what the width or breadth of that market was going to be. And what happened was the writers actually didn't make a very good deal on DVDs. And so what the studio said in '88 is, hey, trust us, we'll come back to you. And they never did.
Now, it's interesting because you can see it from both sides because you own your own studio, but yet you're also the writer-producer that would be getting residuals from all of that. Who do you think is right in this debate here?
I think it's a mistake to look for a heavy. You know, there are business issues here that affect everybody. You got to remember the AMPTP, which is the producers negotiating group. The AMPTP has got to multiply whatever they give the writers by 3 because they're going to have to give it to the actors and to the directors. So they have to be careful about what they do. On the other hand, writers need to be led into this marketplace. They need to be able to, as writers are all itinerant laborers. You know, you get a job and then you lose it at the end of the job, or you're on a show and then you're off the show and you're on the beach, and it's your royalties and residuals that'll tide you over and keep your kids in school and all of that.
Right.
So, one of the themes I keep talking about when I talk about the digital media distribution and basically the internet revolution that we're living through is, do you picture, say, 3 years down the road that we will be able to go to sites like Hulu.com, YouTube.com, or even just NBC.com and have full access to any A-Team episode ever. I want to watch the fourth episode. I want to watch the final episode of Greatest American Hero, and I want to be able to pull it and watch it on my HD surround sound system. Is that the future in 3 to 5 years?
Cody, I think we're looking at such a new world. 5 years from now, we're going to look back at today and we won't recognize it. I mean, I think we're looking at a
major boon for all of Hollywood, or a major problem for all of Hollywood.
And that's why this is so important for writers and for producers to get it right, so that whatever the download is, you know, on this stuff, whether we're going to be paid for eyes watching, whether we're going to be paid flat fees, whether we're going to be paid percentages, nobody knows what the best solution to this will be.
Before we run out of time, everybody wants to know, what are the TV shows that you're turning into movies you're working on now?
The A-Team, John Singleton was just hired to direct that at 20th Century Fox. I'm doing Greatest American Hero myself through my own studio.
Nice.
If you need a consultant for that one, I'll just have to watch the final episode before I show up.
I will send it to you, Cody.
There you go. See?
And I'm doing 21 Jump Street at Sony.
Wow. You're going to get Johnny Depp to make a cameo on it?
You know, from your lips to God's ears.
Exactly. Amen. Right?
If I only could, you know, but yeah, it'd be great if you
pull
would
in
do
some
that.
favors. You broke the kid.
And your books as well. I mean, just you do tremendously with that.
Yeah, they're fun for me to write because, you know, I have complete leeway to do any kind of a story I want to do, and my publishers are tremendously supportive, and I really, if I had a choice, writing novels is the most fun.
You have such a great life. I know. I think you need to bring Shane Scully to the
bar. I'd be scared.
Well, no, to the he's a fictional character.
I know.
No, to the movie
Explain
screen.
that to him.
To the movie screen. Yeah.
I get confused. I'm waiting for Face to walk in.
You know, I will if I can make the right deal on it. The problem you have with a series of novels is that when you sell one, you sell the underlying rights to the character. So I'm selling 7 books for the price of one, and I want to make that's okay with me.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that the book is developed and actually becomes a feature film. So probably I will produce it
Cannell,
myself.
thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you very, very much.
We'll have much more happy hour after this, guys.